Hey there, welcome to Craft Central Designs. Okay, so yeah, I've been shopping at Hobby Lobby and gathering up all my materials from previous years that I've collected. And we are going to start looking at some of the materials for upcoming projects. And I think this is a good idea if you are someone who tends to produce the projects that I create on my channel. This gives you time to prepare and to search for the items. Now, that would be primarily for these projects from Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree, and craftoutlet.com. Here are those fabulous gingerbreads. Now, these are only $4. Oh my goodness. Take 40% off of that. Look at the thickness and the size of these pieces and the detail. That is an amazing bargain. And these pieces have so much potential. Now, I already tried to get those little circles off the face and the little swatch of hair, I guess it is. And I was able to do that with a heat gun. So anything on this piece, any of those raised pieces that you don't like, you can get them off with a heat gun. I'm just going to remove from this one those little circles for the cheek and that little swatch of hair. But those gingerbreads are awesome. Look at the size of them. Now, you could use these for a wreath or for a swag or for a door hanger. I'm going to make a table decor piece out of them, or a standing piece. I might put these at the base of a 7-foot pencil tree that I'm going to be doing for the Quantum House. It was going to be a 9-foot tree, but now we changed it. It's a 7-foot pencil tree. So I'm doing a gingerbread tree, and I'm doing just a kind of a whimsical, fun, general theme tree with reindeers and Santa Clauses and all kinds of fun things on that tree. So both of them I'm preparing for the Quantum House, and they're going to be pencil trees, which I happen to love a good pencil tree. So these gingerbreads have a stapled hanger on them, which you can easily remove. Now that was the girl, and she has a bow on her head, which I'm going to take off, as well as the circle cheeks. But I think I'm going to do my gingerbreads. Instead of putting fabric on them like I did the other pieces, I don't want to be redundant and repeat the same, decor on my pieces. So I think I'm going to do scrapbook paper on those pieces. So if you have any scrapbook paper in a Christmas theme, or anything with polka dots in Christmas colors, or maybe you want to pick up some scrapbook paper with a Christmas theme from Hobby Lobby, which they have 40% off every other week. This is a smaller wood gingerbread, and I think I got that at Hobby Lobby last year. If not, I got it on Amazon. Again, wood crafting cutout and whatever. I think that's 8 inches. Yeah. And you can put the size, the length of something that you want. Do it on Amazon. I'm telling you, you can search for anything on Amazon. Get used to putting in your searches so that when you become more of an independent crafter and come up with your own designs, that you can find what you want. Now, I'm going to be covering that gingerbread that I just showed you. Sorry, I'm moving along faster than I'm talking. I'm going to be doing a silk screen stencil on that, and I'm just going to be putting a bow on the head. It's going to be kind of a dressy, pretty, lacy looking gingerbread. Just an idea I had, and I think it's going to come out nice. All right. Ribbons. Ribbons are so, so important. I go to craftoutlet.com at the beginning of every season that I'm about to be approaching for to create projects. Now, I'm going to be using a multitude of ribbons here. Okay, so these gingerbread ribbons are going to be made into bows for a Christmas tree. This beautiful print is very pretty on a white background. I also have one that has a red background from craftcentraldesigns. And I'll probably pair those up with some polka dot ribbons and do mixed ribbon bows for the Christmas tree, as well as probably a wreath. So who knows? I don't know. I have so many projects coming up. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be using a lot of ribbon, that's for sure. This is an RG ribbon, again, from craftcentraldesigns. Now, I always go there for my theme ribbons, and then what I can't find there, I go on Amazon, or I look at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, of course. This is another very, very pretty gingerbread theme ribbon. Love this one. Now, the ribbons most of these ribbons, I think all of these that I'm showing you from craftcentraldesigns are $6.95. And again, if you just order everything that you need in at one time, you'll get the free shipping, and then it will not seem quite so, costly. Now, this ribbon, I think I got this at craftcentraldesigns. If not, I think I've seen that one on Amazon. Now, anything with polka dots, I love for gingerbread. I just enfold so much polka dots in all different materials that have anything to do with the gingerbread. Okay, now this is an example of a great ribbon for gingerbread. It's from Hobby Lobby, in fact, and all of their ribbons are 50% off. So that's a very good deal as well. Now this one is a little bit metallic, but that's all right. I like to mix it up. Metallics with a more of a smoother paint finish, if you will, or finish, not a paint finish, but a fabric finish like that one. But I also think that would be great together. So I love mixing my prints. This is no secret that I do that a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some other ribbons, some of which I got at Hobby Lobby. This is the one with the red background, and I really love this ribbon. I also have a 1.5 inch in this ribbon. So I like to have on hand 2.5 inch for the larger projects, and then the 1.5 inch for some of the other projects, such as the gingerbread tabletop pieces that I'm going to make. I may use that more narrow ribbon on those, but then again, I might use the 2.5 for the base bow. So if you anticipate doing a lot of Christmas projects, especially anything in gingerbread, you can always use whatever you don't use. You can use that next year. So, I shop wisely for my materials. I always get what's on sale whenever possible, even if it's at Michael's. I don't go there a lot. I'd have to say primarily I go to Hobby Lobby. I used to go to Joann's, no more. And whenever I can't find there, I go on Amazon. Just do a search. Yeah, very easy to do that. They have a great search engine on Amazon, and you could just put your primary words to describe what you're looking for, and I guarantee you, I have never put a search in on Amazon that I have not come up with at least something. Look at this beautiful plaid. They came out with this year at Hobby Lobby, and I am in love with it. And I am not really a plaid girl, but I absolutely love that. It also comes in 2.5 inch width. I'm thinking about getting a spool of that. This is so pretty. It has a very fine gold thread going through it, but otherwise it's a soft colors. Look how pretty that is together. And yes, I would put that together because this is Craft Central Designs, and I do that. I do that a lot. I love those two together, and I think it would be fabulous for anything gingerbread. So you're definitely going to see me use those. I guarantee you, you're going to see me use those. Look what I found at Hobby Lobby. I found the cord that I've been talking about for the past few videos. They finally got it in. I absolutely love this cord. And now they have it in the Christmas department. And yeah, so I had to buy 3 rolls. I might have overbought on that, but at least I have it. And what I don't use, I put away for next year. And that's a beautiful cord. It's kind of like a satiny cord. And oh, I just love it for so many things. Anything from a hair bow to hangers for ornaments. Love it for ornaments. Fantastic for that. My favorite narrow ribbon. This is a must have. It's from Hobby Lobby. It has polka dots on one side and stripes on the other. And you should know that I would love that because figuring how I love to mix everything up. Yeah, my favorite narrow ribbon. Love. I think I have about 4 spools at the moment. Okay. This mesh tubing is, oh my goodness. Love it. It's from craftcentraldesigns.com. It's very fluffy, and it's a thicker mesh tubing than that you would get at Dollar Tree. See how full it is? It's very fluffy. I think this one is called Snowdrift or Snowball, but I think it's Snowdrift mesh tubing. Oh my goodness, how fantastic this is for anything gingerbread or otherwise. Traditional tree, I make mesh tubing bundles, like loopy bundles to put on my trees with this. Yeah, and I also sometimes incorporate it into my tree bows. It has a fabulous effect on a Christmas tree. Okay, so you might recognize these little cubes. Well, we're going to do 2 different things with these. Now, I'm going to do some wood cube ornaments, but I'm also going to do some of the little shelf sitters that I do every holiday and every season. Now, I get my wood cubes from Hobby Lobby. They're $5.99 for 4 of them. But on the weeks that they're on sale, that's 40% off of that. You do the math. This is a way better deal than that one in my hand right there from the Dollar Tree. That would be $1.50 now. I mean, really. And it's thin. The walls of that block are thin. So when you drill, you're through it like immediately. As where the ones from Hobby Lobby are more solid and they're heavier, and I love them. Now, the ones from Hobby Lobby, that's the ones I'm going to use. And you can get them in like the square cube shape, or you could get a rounded cube. Now, I keep showing you this one from Dollar Tree, but there's, it's bigger, but I don't really care. I'd rather go with the one that's a better quality. The other one that you see there, I love that one. I do ornaments with that, and I also do the little desk sitters or shelf sitters or whatever you want to call them. So, again, these are $5.99 for 4 of both of those types of wood cubes, the rounded and the one that's more square. Divide that, take off the 40%, and you do the math. Like I said, way better deal. Pick those up on the sale week, every other week at Hobby Lobby. Love these for making ornaments. I'm going to be doing reindeers and gingerbreads and Santa heads and all kinds of fun things with these. They make really darling ornaments. As well as, now, I'm going to do, you all love those little ones, the little cubes that I make with the dowels in them. Well, I'm going to do a spin on that for Christmas. I'm going to do coiled wire, covered coiled wire, kind of like the bed spring look, only on a miniature size. Now, maybe you have seen that idea on Pinterest in a much larger piece, but I had the idea to do them with those little wood cubes. Wait till you see what we're going to do. You're going to love it. You probably recognize these arrow signs from the Dollar Tree. Now, I think it's so kind of comical that they have this piece for $1.50, and it's very substantial. But yet they have like a little piece that's paper, like paper thin practically, and they charge the same thing for that. These arrows are thick. Look at the thickness of them. Okay, so anyway, what am I going to do with these? Okay, I'll tell you. For a traditional tree or a gingerbread tree, you could put these on for directional signs. They are adorable on a Christmas tree. Decorate them up. Put, like, for the gingerbread theme, anything, the gingerbread directional, any of the directional terms, if you want to call it that, for gingerbread, you could put on there. And you can also do that for a traditional tree, for North Pole and Santa's workshop and all that. Be creative. We can have so much fun with those arrows. You wait and see what we're going to do with them. These are from the Dollar Tree. I think I bought 4 of them. You can use these on a tree, a gingerbread themed tree. You could also use them on a wreath if you wanted to. Now, I have these little doors and windows, which I've had for quite some time, and I wish I could remember where I got them. I'm thinking it was Michael's, but it could have been Amazon. So if you don't find them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I haven't looked there for these, but just if you do it on Amazon, just put in a search for wood cutout crafting doors and windows. And, you'll find these. I'm sure I've seen these on Amazon. And they're about 3 to 4 inches tall. The windows are about 2 inches tall. So they fit very nicely on this Dollar Tree piece. Now, the Dollar Tree piece, I don't like a lot about it. I'm going to change it completely up. I'm going to add different doors, possibly different windows. Easy enough to get those off with a heat gun. So it does have a dimension to it, but I'm going to make it 100 times cuter by just changing it up. And I happened to find these in my stash. I remembered I had them. They're all kinds of little windows and doors. And seeing that box makes me wonder if I probably got those on Amazon. But like I said, do a search. My God, their search engines are amazing. So put in the keywords and you should be able to find those. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a few of those gingerbread houses to put on the gingerbread tree. So I'm going to be a busy girl, okay? Very busy. Okay, so I have this really pretty red yarn and this soft white yarn. I'm going to make a garland, and I'm going to make little pom-poms to put on the garland. And in between the pom-poms, I'm going to string some Christmas beads. Now, I'm pretty sure I got these beads at Hobby Lobby. But they have red and green and stripes and, they're Christmassy. But in addition to that, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add some stars and hearts that are going to look like gingerbread cookies. And we're going to decorate those up, and it's going to be the cutest garland for a Christmas tree. Let me show you the pieces here that I'm going to use. Now, I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. I also have those other hearts there that I'm touching there. Those are from Hobby Lobby. I mean, those stars. Those are stars, good grief. There's a heart. That's all. I love that heart. I'm going to make that look like a gingerbread cookie. See the thickness of that? Now, that's going to be $1.50 from the Dollar Tree. So go figure. But anyway, I'm not sure how I'm going to string that onto the garland quite yet. I may drill holes in the side and then plug up the holes that with spackle that's on the top. But these will go really nice on a garland. They're very lightweight. And yeah, they're from the Dollar Tree, and you should be able to find those in the Crafters Square section. I also have some stars there from the wood department at Hobby Lobby. Now, those are flat, but I love the shape of them. They kind of have rounded corners on the star, and I really like them. I may possibly use those. They're a nice thickness. I may use those on the garland. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see when I make the piece, because, I always have a general idea what I'm going to do, but then, I change things up too. So, yeah. Okay, so that's going to be for the garland. Now, let's see what we have next coming up here. Okay, so I have a bag of reindeer heads here. I actually have 2 different kinds. And I think I got these on Amazon. So if you need to do a search for that, I would put in a search for reindeer heads, wood cutouts for crafting. Now, I'm going to be doing some small ornaments. And I'm going to probably, I'm pretty sure, I'm definitely going to use these. Let me just say that. I feel sure that I'm going to use those. So if you have any reindeer heads, any reindeer wood cutouts, that would be great. And if not, maybe you might find them on your travels through Amazon or Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They could be at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I have some deco mesh. Now, I think I'm going to be making a gingerbread wreath. I made one last Christmas, so if you look back in my playlist, you'll see it. It's so beautiful. But I'm going to change it up this year. I'm definitely going to use a white deco mesh, too. I love that one from Hobby Lobby every other week. Their deco mesh is 40% off. The one with the stripes on the side, like the red one that you see there. I'm going to add that in there. It's not going to be all red. But I love that striped deco mesh. That's from craftcentraldesigns.com. And, yeah, I love that one. And anything with red and white together in deco mesh, those are 10 yards by 10 inches or 10 inches by 10 yards. I would use that on a gingerbread wreath. Yeah, but I definitely would add some white in it. Maybe a snowball mesh white or a striped on the edges white. Yeah, I would definitely be adding something else in there. But I purchased those, and that other one is like a kind of a net checkerboard look. That's going to be really pretty on a wreath. All right, I mentioned these owls before. I showed them to you before. I'm so in love with them. I got these at Hobby Lobby. Look how adorable these are. Now, I'm going to do a Christmas/winter wreath. So you could keep it up even after Christmas the way I'm going to create this. So I'm going to do a very wintry wreath, if you will. But you could use it for Christmas. Look how cute that is. Okay, so I picked up some Christmas greenery. Now, Hobby Lobby is the bomb for Christmas greenery. I'm going to be doing a centerpiece for a coffee table for the Quantum House, and I picked up lots of greenery, and I really mix up my greenery when I do a piece like this. So this is going to be for a wreath. I may put it on a grapevine wreath. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. If I don't, I'm going to use one of the Greenery, the evergreen look wreaths from Hobby Lobby. They're 50% off. I have some snowy pine cones there. This is one of my favorite greeneries, Christmas greeneries from Hobby Lobby. Love these frosty looking pine cones, and oh, they're so pretty. All these picks that you see are 50% off. That's a eucalyptus that looks very frosty. Oh, it's so pretty. When I do a wreath like this, I love to mix up my greeneries. I love pine cones. I especially love the long, narrow ones. And this pick, I think, is so pretty with the frosted holly berries. And I'm going to use all of that on my wreath for these adorable owls, and it is going to be so pretty. So I just thought I'd show you that. Do you ever put a Merry Christmas sign on your Christmas tree? Well, if you don't, maybe you should think about it. I always put one on. I paint it up red. Sometimes I frost the top of the letters to look like snow is sitting on them. I always put it in the center, about 1/3 of the way down on the tree. More toward the top than anywhere else on the tree, but just maybe about 1/3 of the way down. Try it. It looks beautiful on the front of your Christmas tree. Paint up the letters. Yeah, really great. I'll show you how I do that. Now, I don't always make every ornament that I put on a tree. Sometimes I just fall in love with an ornament I see and I buy it. And so that's what I did. This is for my gingerbread tree. I just thought they were so cute. And I looked at them and I thought, you know what? I can make that. But I have so much on my to-do list now. But I love the little baker's hat on that gingerbread. So I thought, I don't think I'm ready to make a baker's hat quite this season, maybe next year. I love these ornaments. They have these at Hobby Lobby, 50% off, but I especially love the flatter ones, the round flatter ones. Now I'm going to be putting paint on the inside of these in the gingerbread color, and I'm going to do some, make them look like a gingerbread ornament. So yeah, I picked up a package of those, and I'm sure you're going to see me make some ornaments for the gingerbread theme. But also I may do something for my more traditional tree with those. I'll think about that. I might do a Santa's belt ornament or something like that. I have a lot of ornaments coming up because I have to decorate 2 7-foot trees. And this is another example of I couldn't resist ornament. This is from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, sometimes I actually buy an ornament without making it. Okay, now I'm going to start showing you picks that I put on a tree. I don't know if you all use picks like this, like I do on a tree, but I think that's what they're intended for. But you also can put them on a wreath or a swag or something like that. But I absolutely love anything coiled like this for a tree. Now, sometimes I always do a tree topper with huge bows on the top. I do two big bows, and I put one on the top of the stem and one on the other side of the stem, so that throughout the entire top of the tree, no matter what direction or where you are looking at the tree, you see a bow. But I like to have something popping out from the top of the tree, so that's why I always use some type of curly pick. I adore these large, I guess they're berries. Oh my goodness, I used these on a Grinch tree last year. So beautiful. I weave them through the branches, and I put them on the branch. I just align them with the stem of the branch and all the way up to the tip of the branch. Oh my goodness, how pretty that is. That's why I love a faux tree, because I can just manipulate it so much. Now, you could put these on a live tree as well, but I love a faux tree because, it gives me that opportunity to really manipulate the branches to place everything just the way I want it. Love, love, love these sparkly picks. Oh my goodness, how great those will look on a tree. Now, I'll probably use those on my traditional tree as well as my gingerbread. And those are great because you just stick them right down into the branches. And oh boy, do they add something to a tree. With the lights just glistening off of them. It's so pretty. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to make suckers this year. I think I'm going to do that next year. So, I'm just going to put these on the tree. They have a couple of different sizes of these suckers at Hobby Lobby. And of course, they're 50% off, but fabulous on any kind of tree, but especially a gingerbread tree. Look at these. I think these are going on the top of my tree. Now, like I said, I put a mixed ribbon bow, which I'm going to be doing a bow tutorial here in within the next week or so. And I'll probably go ahead and do my tree toppers so I can show you how I do that. And then I'll also show you a smaller bow to put on your Christmas tree branches. So watch for that upcoming video. But I think I'm going to use these on my gingerbread tree, and I'm going to have them at the top, just poking out and just looking so festive and fabulous on the top of the tree. So I'll be able to give you a lot of ideas. And by the way, the trees that I do, I'm going to show you those, all those ornaments that I make. I'm going to show you how I decorate the tree. And so I'll follow that process all the way through my Christmas tree journey, if you will, for the Quantum House. So you'll see the finished product, so to speak. Love these. I guess they're styrofoam balls covered with tinsel. Oh boy, do I love those. Fabulous on a tree. I picked up a couple stems of those, I think. I can also dissect those if I want to, spread those tinsely balls out on the tree. I don't have to keep them on one stem. Just snip them with the wire cutters. Okay, so what I picked up from Hobby Lobby were these little cutting boards, but I picked them up in the fall section. So they were 40% off, very inexpensive for these. I'm going to do a couple of gingerbread ornaments on these to go on the Christmas tree. But these are really cute little, I think they call them charcuterie boards, but to me, they're little cutting boards, whatever you want to call them. They're going to make super cute ornaments. And they're already, with that finished color, so I don't even have to paint them or anything. Okay, next I'm going to urge you to pick up some pipe cleaners. You're going to need those. They come in handy for so many things. Also, for the gingerbread ornaments, you don't always have to paint your squiggles. You can use rickrack. Oh, it's great on small ornaments. You can paint if you like, but this is a great alternative. And I actually use this on some of my little ornaments that I've done in the past, and I really love the effect of it. Look how pretty that rickrack is. That's in the sewing department every other week. That's 40% off. Now stock up on your glue sticks, your pipe cleaners, Aleene's tacky glue. Get ready because we're going to be very busy. At least I am. I hope you find the inspiration to, do it along with me or do it after you see the video. But yeah, pipe cleaners, very, very important to match your pipe cleaners to all of your decor. So we're going to be using a lot of those. Okay, that's it. That's my list, my shopping list for you. Okay, until next time, you all take care.